of those two witnesses, go over it and prepare today for the cross-examination of the said witnesses. Is that not what he said?
Well, when I spoke to him this morning, he indicated that he doesn't have a problem if the witnesses go ahead and give evidence. He's arranged with one of the colleagues to stand in for him. He was not going to take issue with their evidence from what he told me.
Is this how lawyers, black lawyers, maybe we should just tell the truth. Is this how black lawyers behave?
Yeah.
Some of them, maybe I should qualify that. How can you tell a judge that you are unable to proceed today because the two witnesses, which you said were short witnesses,
Yes.
he doesn't know what they said. He has to read the evidence of those two witnesses, prepare and come here. Thereafter he comes and says, you know what, I don't have a problem with the evidence of those two witnesses.
No, my recollection is that he was present when they testified.
I'm told he was, but
Yeah.
I just kept quiet.
Yeah, he was.
Remember I told him that I
Yes,
know
yeah.
all the tricks.
Yeah, he was present when they testified.
You are not available. That's why you are not
Yes.
saying you want to sit today. The reason you are proffering, it's not the real one.
Yes. So he was present. Hence, he said the leading of the evidence of the two short witnesses can continue, and will then make further arrangements regarding the further conduct of the case after the two witnesses, my lord. That's the message that was conveyed.
So why is he not coming today?
Well, my lord, as he indicated on Tuesday that he ceased with this other matter that appeared on Wednesday, and from what
So he ceased with another matter.
Yes.
Another matter.
Yes, I think he put that on record, my lord. When the court pressed him, and I really don't want to carry the can for him, but when the court asked him, as to what the real reason is for the postponement, I think he did indicate that he's ceased with another matter, and that's why we then rolled the matter to today. And
So he still ceased with that other
yes,
matter.
and that matter ran over to from yesterday to today.
Yeah. So today we don't sit.
Well, from what he said is that we can continue with the evidence. He doesn't have real issue with the evidence of the two witnesses. That's what.
Why doesn't he phone me?
Yes, that's what I would have expected.
This is what counsel or an attorney
that, yes.
who has ethical
Yes.
standards does. I get a message through my register.
Registrar. Yes.
The attorney or the advocate himself doesn't phone the judge. And the judge must smile because he's black. And when the JP said I should take this case, he told me that this matter has problems. And I agreed to take it. So I must do the same thing, inherit the problems which happened before I sat here, and associate myself with those problems. Where counsel tells you, you can go to hell, Judge, I'm not coming today. I'm coming tomorrow because the matter which I was handling on Tuesday overstepped the limit. You can go home.
As the court pleases say, Mr. Mgomezulu will have to come and explain himself. I'm really not going to do his bidding. He'll have to come and explain himself.
So what do we do today?
Well, we are ready to proceed with the one witness is here. The other one is still on the way. So we can, if it carries everybody's blessing, we can carry on with the evidence of the two short witnesses.
I'm told there's a third witness you wanted to introduce.
Yes. Well, as far as that is concerned, my lord, that is the arrangement. I indicated that we can discuss that perhaps in chambers. We have tentatively agreed with my colleagues, subject to the court's confirmation, that in light of the absence of advocate of Mr. Mgomezulu, we will not lead that evidence today. We will wait until he has returned,
If he doesn't return, what happens?
as it impacts on his client.
It impacts on his client.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mnumzane Sibila, ummeli wakho akekho namuhla. Inkantolo ayijabulelanga leyo ukuthi ummeli wakho akafikanga. Inkantolo ize ithi abameli babantu abamnyama abathathi inkantolo ngalendlela ekwamele baphathe inkantolo ngakhona. Ngoba inkantolo iyahlonishwa. Uma ummeli engezi enkantolo kwamele atshele uzakwethu osebenzisana nojaji ukuthi ngeke ngikwazi ukufika ngenxa yokuthi ngiphathekile endaweni ethize. Ummeli wakho wayekade ethe ngomsombuluko uma sihlehlisa icala wayekade ethe unelinye icala azobuya analo uzobuya namuhla. Kodwa namuhla nangu akafikanga, isizathu asazeki. Utshele umshushisi ukuthi abanye ukhulume nomunye ummeli ukuthi angahle aqhubeke ngale cala njengoba lo fakazi lo ekhona ufakazi wanamuhla. Uthe yena akana inkinga nalo fakazi ozobuyizwa umshushisi namuhla kungaqhutshekwa ngaye elibele yena umnumzane Mngomezulu engekho. Manje inkantolo leyo nto ayithokozeli. Ithi akusinga lendlela ekwamele ummeli asebenze ngakhona. Kwamele ummeli azise inkantolo isikhathi sisasekhona ukuthi ngeke abe khona ukuze inkantolo ikwazi ukuthatha isinqumo ukuthi kuyaqhutshekwa noma kanjani. Ngoba kungahle kwenzeke ukuthi esikhathini esizayo ummeli wakho abuye athi mhlawumbe kunezinto bekafuna ukuzibuza ufakazi bese kubuyelwa emuva phambili nasemuva. Inkantolo ithi umphathi wamajaji ithe mayemtshela ukuthi eze kuleli cala ufike wamcebisa futhi nokuthi leli cala lineyinkinga. Manje inkantolo ayifuni ukuthatha izinkinga ezisuka kuleli ya judge bese lizozifaka nala. Ifuna ukuthi leli cala liqhubeke lize liyophela. Ingakho namuhla inkantolo ingakujabulelanga leso sinqumo sokuthi ummeli wakho akekho.
My Lord, I don't know if any of my colleagues have got any inputs to make in this regard. I don't know
Yes,
if
let them make
he
an input,
contacted
Mr.
them
Ramsey. What's your view?
to make further arrangements.
If it may please the court, my Lord. My Lord, I was informed this morning by my learned colleague, Ms. Mushololo, Advocate Mushololo, that she received a call from Mr. Mgomezulu requesting that I stand in for him. And I indicated, in the light of the experience that we had, I'm in no position to stand in for him because I'll be conflicted in that instance, my Lord. So I don't know which other colleague was requested to stand in for him. And he never contacted me personally, my Lord. So that's far as I will take it, my Lord. As the court is-
Sorry, Mr. Ramsepi.
Yes.
Ethics, are ethics still taught at university? Or when you are doing pupillage, or when you are doing articles?
My Lord, it's one of the emphasis that they put at PLT and all these courses that they put, that our interaction with the court and our duty towards the court as practitioners, it's taught, my Lord. It's well stressed, my Lord.
Yeah, look at what you are telling me. He phones Advocate Mshololo to tell you to stand for him.
Yes.
He doesn't phone the court. This is Africa. He doesn't phone the court.
Yes, my
The
Lord.
judge is irrelevant.
I would have thought, my Lord, the proper channels normally, even us in court here, when we want to see the judge, we go through the registrar.
Yes.
We don't do as we please, my Lord.
Because if he had phoned me, I wouldn't have driven from Krugersdorp to come here when he says he doesn't have a problem with the evidence which was adduced by the photographer and the interpreter. And that he hasn't consulted maybe with a witness which Mr. Baloyi wants to engage. I would have phoned the JP, the DJP, to phone another judge to come here, explain this to you,
Yes.
and postpone the matter to the pleasure of Mr. Mgomezulu. Are you with me?
Indeed so, my lord.
And in the meantime, I will be doing some work, going through the evidence of this case of 8 months. Now I drive like a fool from Krugersdorp. I come here, I'm told this by you and by my registrar.
Yes.
And the attorney or the advocate involved doesn't even phone me. You know, today you can even send an SMS. If he doesn't want to speak to me, you can send an SMS or a WhatsApp.
Yes, my lord.
Mr. Mnisi, what's your view?
As the court persists.
I think, my lord, it's not like there's nothing that we can't do. From what I gather from what Mr. Malloy is saying, is that Mr. Ngomezulu says he would not have had any issues with regard to the 2 witnesses that Mr. Malloy indicated to me today. So I would suggest that in that vein, we shouldn't waste any time, that we proceed with those 2 witnesses and leave everything for him to come and explain himself why he would not have been able to attend court today.
Yes, Mr. Nomari.
My lord, if there is any of my colleagues who were contacted to stand in for Mr. Ngomezulu, we can proceed, my lord. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Msholo.
Thank you, my lord. My lord, I confirm that I did receive a call when I was sitting here in court after, I think it was after 9:30, my lord, from Mr. Ngomezulu.
After 9:30.
Yes, I was sitting here, my lord. And then the call, my lord, he indicated to me that we can proceed with the 2 witnesses, which is the photographer and the interpreter. And he was requesting that any further witness to that, we should ask that the matter be postponed for him to be present, my lord.
Okay.
But he did not say I must say to court. He was just informing me that he had made the arrangement with the state regarding that.
Yeah,
my
but
lord.
he says you must talk to your colleague, Mr. Ramsipidi,
Yes, my lord. He said I must also talk to my colleague,
for
Mr.
him to
Ramsey.
stand in for his client.
Yes, my lord.
This is the miracle I'm trying to grapple with. Mr. Ngomezulu said accused number 1 has instructed him through his uncle. The mandate of Mr. Ramsipidi has been terminated. Is that not so?
Yes, that's correct, my lord.
Now today, the same Mr. Ngomezulu wants Mr. Ramosipidi, whose mandate has been terminated,
To stand.
to act on behalf of accused number 1, who has terminated the mandate of Mr. Ramosipidi. That's why I'm asking, are ethics taught in our universities?
They
What do
are
you think
taught.
of that proposition?
They are taught, my lord, when not doing pupillage.
How do you act for a person who has fired you? Like Mr. Ramosipidi. And what will that person say? Oh, Mr. Sibiya, it's a joke with this court. Because enkantolo ngimxoshile lo muntu. Mara nangu futhi uthi ungumele. We dealt with something on those lines. Hey, Mr. Mnisi.
That's the court visits, my lord. Those are my submissions, my lord.
Okay.
Manje uMnumzane Ramsipili uma esukuma uthi usanda kuthola umlayeza osuka ku-advocate Mshololo emazisa ukuthi uMnumzane Ngomezulu ubekade emshayele ucingo namuhla emcela ukuthi u-advocate Mshololo acele uMnumzane Ramsipili ukuthi ammele namuhla. Nangokho ukuthi uMnumzane uSibiya yena uthe akasamelwa uMnumzane Ramsipili. Kodwa uMnumzane Ngomezulu ucela lo. uMnumzane Mnisi uma esukuma uthi inkantolo uma abanye abameli bevuma ayikho into ezivimbayo singaqhubeka. uMnumzane uNxumalo naye uthi singaqhubeka. Uyaphakama ke uadvocate Mshololo uyasho ukuthi ngempela uthole ucingo kodwa bese seligamenxe ihora lesishaka lolunye. Khona la enkantolo uma etshela inkantolo nalokho ayikuthathi kancane ibona ukuthi ingathi kuyadlala ngoba kuzobuyelwa futhi kulelo yadaba lokuthi lo muntu ngamxosha. uMnumzane uSibiya manje sekuzoba uye ozothi ngamxosha mina uMnumzane uRamsipili kodwa ungimela kanjani. njengoba ikuthi umnumzana uMngomezulu ecela ukuthi ammele. Inkantolo leyo nto ayithatheli kancane futhi ize iyabuza nabameli ukuthi e-university basanifundisa na ukuthi enkantolo kwamele niziphathe kanjani. Bayavuma bonke abameli bathi yebo sisafundiswa. Inkantolo ngalokho ngiyathemba ukuthi iyabonisa ukuthi umnumzana uMngomezulu akahloniphi inkantolo, ushayela u-advocate Mshololo ucingo, inkantolo ithi kungani angangithumelelanga mhlawumbe nomlayeza uma engabe wayekade engakhona ukumshayela ucingo. Ayikuthathi kancane leyo nto umnumzana Sibiya, njengoba ikuthi umnumzana umnumzana uMngomezulu akekho, inkantolo leyo nto ayikuthathi kancane ngoba wena ushilo ukuthi ukhokhela umnumzana uMngomezulu, umalume wakho uyena okhokhela umnumzana uMngomezulu. Is that what pleases my lord?
Okay, we'll just keep quiet. Yes, let's see what you say.
As a God, please, my lord, I don't know if his client wants to say anything or make any suggestions, but will be the
No,
last.
what is he going to say? Because his
Yeah.
own advocate didn't even tell him anything. Ask him, sir,
Ungasukuma muzi.
did you contact your advocate or were you contacted by your advocate for today?
Ummeli wakho uye wamshayela ucingo noma yena uye wakhulumisana nawe ngalelo daba leli lanamhlanje ngilibele ngokutolikela ngalo. No my lord.
Nothing.
Lutho.
Okay.
I do not have access to the phone, my lord.
Oh, I see. Okay, let's commence, Mr.
Manje sizoqhubeka elibele engene. Kulungile lo.
As a God, please, my lord, the state then calls. The next witness is Mrs. Evelyn Tsepiso Mutlaping.
Yeah.
This witness has been recalled, my lord. She has already testified. She's going to testify in respect of Exhibit JJ.
Your full name and surname, ma'am?
Evelyn Tsepiso Mutlaping.
Do you have any objection in taking the prescribed oath?
No.
If you so, do you swear that the evidence you shall present today shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing else but the truth? If you do, please raise your right hand and say, so help me God.
So help me God.
Witness son in my Lord.
Mrs. Mutlaping, you have already testified in these proceedings in respect of Exhibit JJ before you.
That is correct.
Bese soke waphana ngobufakazi ngalofakazi buka JJ labo kuphambi kwakho ukuthi yebo iqiniso.
I just want to refer you to page 9 of Exhibit JJ.
Yes.
Asiyeke ku page 9 wabo lobo bufakazi uthi yebo.
There appears a certificate by the interpreter. If you can just put the contents of that certificate on record.
Certificate by interpreter. I, Evelyn Tsepiso Mutlaping, certify in terms of Section 217 of the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977 as amended. I have interpreted truly and correctly and to the best of my ability with regards to both the contents of the statement and everything said by the magistrate.
Manje ke kuthiwa ake usifundele lento ebhalwe la ku page 9 ibhalwe ukuthi yena uTsepiso uEvelyn Tsepiso Mutlaping uyasho ukuthi yena ubuya ngomthetho sisekelo obekiwe wamaqala uye watolika ngeqiniso etolika yonke into ebekade yena ayizwa ukuya ngalendlela ebekade yena akwazi ukuthi angatolika ngayo futhi leyo nto ebekade ikwistatement yona ukuya ngalendlela yayikade ishiwo umanje.
There appears a signature there at the bottom. Whose signature is that?
It is mine.
Kunala kusayinwe khona lapho phansi kusayine bani uthi uyena usayinile.
And right at the bottom of the page, there appears initials for 3 people. Are you able to identify those initials?
That is correct.
Yes.
The first one is for the magistrate, and the second one is for the deponent, and the third one are my initials.
Manje phansi laphaya kuyo le ncwadi kunala ukuthi kunama initials la kubhalwe khona ungakwazi ukusicacisela ukuthi abobani ababhale lapho ukuthi okokuqala ubhale uMantshi lokho kwesibini kwakade kubhala umsolwa lo bekade uma uza kwethu amtolikela okugcina uyena la bekade lo otolikayo uyena obhale ama initials wakhe.
Just for record purposes, if I can ask you to turn to page 1 of Exhibit JJ, just put the full details of the deponent on record that appear just below your name.
Okay. It reads Bongani Sandiso Ntanzi.
Thank you.
Manje ke ngicela uye ngale kwi-page yokuqala usitshele amagama wakhe lo muntu lobukade umtolikela uthi amagama uBongani Sandiso Ntanzi.
And if I can ask you to turn to page 7 of Exhibit JJ.
Ake uye ke ku page 7.
If you can just put in record the paragraph that starts with the statement is made in the Zulu language. Just put that on record.
Yes, the statement is made in the Zulu language and interpreted into English by the interpreter.
Kuthiwa ke akusifundele la ukuthi kukhulunywa ngalo limi losiZulu yena uyafunda uthi lesi statement siyenzwe ngolimi lesiZulu sitolikelwa kwisingesi utoliki.
If I can kindly ask you to turn to Exhibit JJ1, that is the statement itself, right? At the end, the statement itself, Annexure A. Annexure A at the bottom, the initials for 3 people. Are you able to identify those initials?
That is
In
correct.
page, yes.
It's for the magistrate, the deponent, and myself.
Futhi ke kusona istatement ngokwaso kunama initials futhi uthi awakaMantshi nawakamsolwa nawakhe.
Can you just put on record the deponent's initials?
It's BS,
Yes. And yours?
and mine is ET.
Ama initials wakamsolwa wona athini uthi athi BS awakho wona athini athi ET.
And page 2 of Exhibit JJ1. Can you once again just identify those initials?
Yes, it's the magistrates, the deponents, and myself.
Futhi ke ku page 2 awakabani lawo ma initials uthi awakaMantshi awakamsolwa nawami futhi.
And page 3.
It is also the magistrates, the deponents, and myself.
Na ku page 3 uMantshi wenza ama initials nomsolwa naye uza kwethu wenza ama initials.
Page 4.
It is also it is the magistrates, the deponents, and myself.
Na ku page 4 uMantshi wenza ama initials nomsolwa naye uET.
Page 5.
Same initials for the magistrate, the deponent, and myself.
Futhi na ku page 5 kusase kanjalo uMantshi nomsolwa naye utoliki bayenza ama initials.
And page 6.
It's the magistrates, the deponents, and myself.
Ku page 6 uMantshi uye wayenza ama initials nomsolwa naye uSisi.
Now, if I can kindly ask you to go to page 7 of Exhibit JJ, page 7. If you can put in record the paragraph that starts with the statement is now read back.
The statement is now read back to the deponent and translated by the interpreter. The deponent is now asked whether he confirms the contents of the statement, is correct. The answer is yes.
Manje ke kunala ikuthi kuye kwabhalwa lana ukuthi istatement siyafundelwa umsolwa futhi siyatolikwa utoliki. Lesi statement umsolwa uyabuzwa ukuthi leso statement kuyiqiniso na yonke into ebhalwe lapho. Umsolwa yena uphendule wathi yebo.
If you can just turn over the page 8. Just place on record the first paragraph.
The statement is now signed by the deponent by means of his signature.
Bese ke kuthiwa afunde ukuthi kuthiwa la ku page 8 sithi istatement lesi siyasayinwa uyena umsolwa ngesandla sakhe esayini.
Yes, and there's the word deponent and there's a signature above that. Two signatures there.
It was the deponent's signature.
Kunala kubhaliwe ke bese kuyasayinwa yebo umsolwa osayinile lapho.
Yes, the next paragraph.
The statement is also signed by the interpreter.
Bese kuthiwa istatement sisayinwa utoliki.
Yes, whose signature appears there.
It is my signature.
Statement sisayinwe uyena njengoba bekatolika.
Yes, and the next paragraph.
And it says before me, and that is where the magistrate signs, and it is written additional magistrate for Boksburg underneath.
Bese ke leso statement kuthiwa ngaphambi kwami la ukuthi kubekade kukhulunywa ngoMantshi uMantshi naye usayinile eBoksburg.
You previously explained where the dependent obtained the pen to sign the statement. Can you just place that on record again?
That is correct. I handed the deponent a pen to be able to sign and initial the statement.
Boke wachaza ukuthi uyithathe iphi ipeni umsolwa uthi mina ngiye ngamnika ipeni lebe ngikade ngiyisebenzisa ukuze akwazi ukusayina.
The recordal of Annexure A, the statement itself, which has now been marked Exhibit JJ in brackets 1, where did that take place?
In Mrs. Cronier's office.
Lesi statement lesi ngobufakazi sona siyenzelwe kuphi uthi enkantolo yakhe uMantshi uCronier.
And the information that is contained in Exhibit JJ1, the annexure to Exhibit JJ, where does that come from? That information in Annexure JJ in brackets 1.
From the deponent.
Logo okubhalwe kulesi statement nikuthatha uthi kusuka kumsolwa.
Yes. And at the end of the process, after the statement was made, do you perhaps remember as to what happened to Exhibit JJ and JJ1, the preamble and the annexure?
I know they were stapled together, and if my memory serves me well, it was handed to the investigating officer at the time. I cannot recall, Your Worship.
No, I'm talking about immediately after the proceedings, what happened to the documents? Who retained the documents?
After the proceedings?
Yes, after the proceedings.
I cannot recall precisely, my lord, but
Yes. If you cannot recall,
Yes.
it's fine. Yes, thank you.
Manje ke usakhumbula ukuthi ngemva kokuthi kuqedwe kuye kwenzakalani ngalamaphepha wonke. Uthi ngiyakhumbula wona wahlanganiswa ngestapler kodwa angisakhumbula ukuthi kusuka lapho kuye kwenzakalani.
Thank you, my lord. That is all.
Yes, Mr. Ramsepili.
As the court pleases, my lord, just one aspect. Morning, ma'am.
good morning, sir.
Now, you've just been asked a question by my learned colleague, Advocate Baloyi, to say, after the completion of the process, what happened to the exhibit, the statement, and you say it was handed back to the investigating officer.
I said, I think because I cannot recall clearly, sir.
You cut me off because I wanted to ask you
Oh,
how
sir.
certain are you about that?
I am not certain, sir. Hence I said I cannot recall precisely.
Manje uthe lamaphepha ngemva kokuthi kuqedwe uye wathi anikezwe iphoyisa eliphenya ngalecala uthi angisakhumbuli ngenxa yokuthi anginaso isiqiniseko salokho.
And the person that you refer to as the investigating officer, although it's the person that brought accused number 2 to the office of Magistrate Cronje, you will remember it was Sergeant Mohani. Do you still recall that?
I know the person who brought the accused number 2 to Mrs. Cronje's office was Sergeant Mohani, yes.
And after the proceedings, who removed accused number 2 from that office?
Because there were other police officers that were outside the office, so it could have been them. I cannot recall clearly, Your Worship, who removed him.
Okay, as the court places my lord.
Manje ke ngemva kokuthi
Yes, Mr.
sekuqediwe
Mnisi.
uzokhumbula ukuthi umsolo wayekade
Yes, Mr.
elethwe umnumzana
Numalo.
ubani obekade emkhipha laphayana uthi ngoba bekade kunamanye amaphoyisa angisakhumbuli kahle ukuthi ubani omkhiphile umsolo.
Thank you, my lord. I have no questions. Thank you.
Yes, Ms. Mshololo.
No questions, my lord.
Okay, thanks, Mrs.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr.
As the court please, my lord, the state calls the next witness is Sergeant Mapakela, Sergeant Matsubani H. Mapakela. This witness is going to testify in respect of Exhibit GG in brackets 1.
Sorry, did you saw that witness?
Yes, she was on in there.
Okay. Because Mr. Ngamala may take a point against you guys. Yeah, swear the witness in.
Maina le naka moka le sefane
Matsubane Hendrik Mapakela.
e gona ntho e le thibelang gore le ikane gore le tlo bolela nnete
Awa yona.
ge e le gore ga e go lena le ya ikana gore botlhatsi bo le tlo fanang ka bona e tlo ba nnete fela nnete e feletseng ge go le jalo emišang seatla sa lena sa moja le re modimo nthuse ke bolele nnete.
Modimo nthuse ke bolele nnete.
The witness is sworn in, my lord.
Which language do you
Say
prefer? sir?
Pedi.
Pedi.
Yes.
So you have to interpret
Well, do Pedi into
so Zulu,
correct.
vice versa.
Yes, my lord.
Okay.
Sergeant Mapakela, you've already given evidence in this matter during the trial within a trial, is that correct?
Le be se le fane ka botlhatse go molatuo ge ne re santse re go karolo ela ya trial within a trial ke nnete.
Ke nnete.
That is correct. Bese sophane ngobufakazi kule cala njengoba sasikade kule sasigaba se trial within a trial iqiniso lelo uthi yebo iqiniso.
I just want to show you Exhibit GG in bracket 1.
Ke tlo rata go le bontsha botlhatsi bo ba GG mo matlhakoreng e le ba mathomo.
Do you recognize that exhibit?
Le a tseba tokomane e?
Ke nnete.
Yes, I recognize it. Ngizothanda ukubonisa lobufakazi buka GG 1 uthi uyabazi na uthi yebo ngiyabazi.
If just to put context to your evidence, if I can ask you to turn to page 3.
Ngere go page 3. I just see go page 3.
Just put the contents again on record.
Ngele re baleng gana mowe. Ake o sifundele.
Matsubani Hendrik Mapakela state under oath in English. I am a member of South African Police Service with the rank of sergeant and service number 7061237/4. Stationed at Jamestown Local Criminal Record, employed as an official draftsman and photographer. On 2020 of 6/5 on the time I made a mistake, because this is the time that I arrived at Alberton police station.
Yes.
Yes, it was around 11:30. No, it was around 2 o'clock when I went to this address.
Yes.
I went to opposite number 13511 Kutwanen Street, Phosphorus extension 11, where certain points were indicated to Lieutenant Colonel Hadeb. I took photos of the pointing out of the scene. I know and understand the contents of the above mentioned.
Yes, that's fine.
Uyafunda ke ukuthi yena uMatsubani H Maphakela usho lokho okulandelelayo ukuthi yena uyiphoyisa usebenza njengosajeni futhi usebenzela esiphoyiseni saseJamestown. Yena ke uqashwe njengomuntu othatha izithombe bese uyadweba nokuthi adwebe futhi ke ngelanga lesihlanu ngenyanga yesithupha kunyaka u2020 isikhathi uthi uyenze iphutha ufike uMalgamenxe ihora lesi-14 nomuvo la ukuthi uye waya ejaridini unumber 13511 Kutwanong Street ePhosphorus extension 11 la ukuthi bekade kuyokhonjwa izinto ezithize kuKolonel Hadebe. Yena uye wathanda izithombe zaleyo ndawo ebekade kukhonjwa kuyo.
I just want to show you photos 12 to 17.
Ngifuna ukubonisa izithombe ukusuka kwe-12 ukuya kwe-17
that have now been included as part of exhibit GG1.
Lezo izithombe sezisetshenzisiwe njengobufakazi.
Do you recognize the photos?
Liyadiziba dinepe jewe? Yes, I know the photos. Uyazazi lezo izithombe uthi yebo ngiyazazi.
Yes, as which ones?
Nke leribotsheka Jona.
Photo 12.
Are these the photos that you took at the scene, as you mentioned in your affidavit?
Ke Jona je leng gore lena le dijere mo tulong yela jwalo ka le boletse affidavit nyale. Yes, those are the photos. Yizo izithombe ewazithatha laphayana kuleya ndawo njengoba ushilo ku affidavit yakho uthi yebo iqiniso.
And photos 18 up to 21.
Nke le ribotsheka dinepe go tloga go lesome seswai go fitlhella go masomepedi tere.
Are there also the photos that you took?
Ke dinepe tše lena le dijere. That is correct, my lord.
And do you confirm the correctness of these photos that are now included as part of exhibit GG1, namely photos 12 to 17 and 18 to 21?
Le a dumela lena gore dinepe tše ke dinepe tša mannete tše leng gore le dijere. Re bolela ka dinepe go tlogelela go lesomepedi go fitlhelela go lesomešupa la pele ra tloga go lesome seswai ra ya go masomepedi tee. Yes, I confirm, my lord.
Ngiyaqinisekisa-ke ukuthi le y'thombe lezi kusuka usithombe u-12 uyofica-ke kuyona u-17 suqala-ke no-18 uyofica ku-21 ukuthi izona-ke iy'thombe lezo ezathwetshulwa yibili.
In exhibit GG, the Quentin's out. Lieutenant Colonel Hadebe mentioned that the time that you returned was 13:30.
Biale go bona botlhatsi bo Lieutenant Colonel o ile a re nako e le buileng ka yone e be le metsotso e 30 ka moraga iri ya pele go jwalo.
Opela o check mo.
May I please confirm, my lord?
Yeah, Kenneth.
That is correct.
Kuyiqiniso-ke nanjengoba kubhaliwe noma eshilo-ke uKenya Hadebe ukuthi uma sesibuya-ke bagamenxa elokuqala iholo.
Thank you, that is all.
That's all. Yes, Mr. Ramsey, please.
As the court pleases, my lord, I don't have any questions for the
Okay,
witness.
Mr. Nisi.
Please, the court, my lord, I've got only one question.
Yes.
Just a clarification.
Okay.
Mr. Mapagela. Sorry.
Thobela Kgoshi Maphakela.
You said what time did you arrive at the place at which you took the photos?
Le rile le fitlile ka nako mang mo le tsereng dinepe gona?
A ke sure ka nako. Nako e ke boletseng a ke sure ka yona.
I'm not certain of the time. The time that I mentioned, I am not certain of it.
Isikhathi esafika ngaso-ke ikwindawo le ekwakuyokhonjwa kuyona-ke anginasiqiniseko saso nalesi sikhathi engisishilo anginaso isiqiniseko.
Thank you. How did you manage to get to that place?
Le fitlile jwang mo tulong ela?
Ke shetse koloi Toyota e le mo di photong ka morago.
I was following this Toyota that is depicted on the pictures.
Nayofika kanjani-ke kuleyo ndawo iCorolla lena ekuyiyona-ke ekule yithombe lezi mina ngangilandela emva kwayo.
That is now the vehicle in which Mr. Hadebe was driving in.
Ke koloi e leng gore mongadi Radebe o be a sepela ka yona.
Kenneth.
That is correct.
Kuyiqiniso ukuthi imoto leyo ngithi ngangilandela yona-ke ilena eyayihamba yena uKenya Hadebe.
Thank you. Were those the only two cars that went to the scene?
Ke tsona fela dikoloi tse pedi tse ileng mo tulong ela.
A ke sure ka seo mara nna koloi ntse ke shetse morago ke yona e ntse ke e lebeletse tse dingwe tse a ka di bona.
I'm not sure about that. However, the only vehicle that I was following, it's the one that is depicted on the picture. That's the vehicle that I was focusing on.
Izona zombili noma ilezo zombili kuphela yini imoto ezaziye kuleyo ndawo anginaso isiqiniseko saloko imoto mina engangiyilandela futhi engangibheke kuyona-ke iyona le ela esithombeni.
Thank you. You told the court that you ultimately went and stopped at, that is now, and stopped you went and stopped opposite number 1351 Kutwanong Street in Phosphorus Extension 11. Is that so?
Le nna nkere le ile la ilo ema mo gauswi le ntlo ya 13511 Kutlwanong Street Phosphorus Extension 11.
Kenneth.
That is correct.
Kuyiqiniso-ke ngishilo ukuthi-ke la esayoma khona-ke kuseduze-ke noma ngale nje kwa number 13511 eKutlwanong Street ePhosphorus Extension 11.
How did you know that the place at which you stopped at, or the house at which you stopped opposite to, was number 13511 Kutwanong Street?
Le nna le tsebile jwang gore ntlo ye le emeng goba tulo ye le emeng gausi le yona e be le nomoro 13511 Kutlwanong Street.
Ba ke bolela le Lieutenant Colonel Radebe ke
Aye.
ena mpoditse.
I was speaking to Lieutenant Colonel Hadebe. He's the one that informed me of that.
Akwazi kanjani-ke ukuthi la enema khona-ke kwakuko 13511 Kutwanong Street Phosphorus Extension 11 mina-ke ngangikhuluma noKenya Hadebe uyena wangitshela.
So do I understand you well when you say Mr. Hadebe said to you, Mr. Mapagela, the place at which, or the house opposite which you have stopped now, is a house number 13511 and it is situated at Kutwanong Street. Is that what he told you?
Afa ke nnete gore lena ba le kwisha ga botse ge ba re lena le re Colonel Hadebe o ile a re go lena Mr. Maphakela ntlo e re emeng gausi le yona ke 13511 e mmileng wa Kutlwanong.
Kenneth.
That is correct.
Yebo kuyiqiniso ukuthi-ke kwaba uyena-ke wangitshela uKenya Hadebe ukuthi manje-ke Maphakela la esimi khona-ke uba 13511 Kutwanong Street Phosphorus Extension 11.
Thank you. Mr. Hadebe, when he gave his testimony on Monday, if my memory serves me well, he was specifically asked about the address of the place, and he told this court that there was no address there.
Mr. Hadebe yena ge be a fana ka botlhatsi ba gagwe ka mošupolong yena o ile a botšišiwa gore ntlo yela address ya gona e be e reng yena o rile go be go sena address.
Now, you are telling this court that the information that you put in your affidavit, it's information that you specifically got from Mr. Hadebe, not so?
Bjale lena le re se le sengwetseng affidavit-ing ya lena ke se e leng gore le se kwele go monghadi Hadebe.
Kenneth.
That is correct.
Ngathi-ke ethula ubufakazi bakhe ngomsombuluko la uKenneth Hadebe uma ebuzwa ngekheli lalaphayana-ke washo-ke ushilo-ke ngomsombuluko ukuthi kwangikade noma kwangenakheli laphayana manje wena-ke uthi lokhu okubhalwe la le mininingwane yekheli wayithola kuyena uKenneth Hadebe yebo kuyiqiniso.
So, in other words, when Mr. Hadebe told this court on Monday, based on what you have just told this court now, that that place did not have an address, that was not true.
Go ra gore lena ka mokgwa le bolelang ka gona le ra gore se morena Hadebe a se boletseng sa gore tulo yela go be go sena address ga se nnete.
Anga se kgone ho fetola.
I will not be able to respond on that.
Manje-ke okushoyo wena kulobufakazi obethulayo ukuthi lokho uKenneth Hadebe akushilo la ngomsombuluko ukuthi laphayana kwangenakheli akusilona iqiniso. Cha, angeke kube isimoke sokuthi ngaphendula-ke lokho.
Thank you, sir. That is just all that I wanted to verify. Thank you.
Ba
Thank
ba
you,
ba
Madam.
ba le
Thank you for
boga
that question.
ke sona se banyaka go se fontishisha.
Yes, Mr. Mshololo.
Thank you, my lord. I have no questions
Pastor
to this
Mrs.
witness. Thank you.
Mr. Mshololo.
Thank you, Madam. I have no questions.
Thank you. Any re-exam?
I don't have any re-examination.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Re a leboga le ka tswela pele ka mošomo wa.
Yes, sir.
As we intimated the commencement of the proceedings, my lord, in light of the absence of Mr. Mgomezulu, we are constrained to ask that the matter stand down until such time as he is available.
Until such time as he is available. If he's available.
Yeah.
When Mandela is resurrected.
Well, let me qualify and say he indicated that he will be available on Friday.
So he's not available tomorrow.
Tomorrow is a holiday, man.
Oh, I see.
So we can either stand down until Friday or until Monday, but when we conferred with my colleagues, we came to the arrangement that maybe we can stand down until Monday. The term ends on Thursday, and there's only one witness that the state intends to call before the end of term, whereafter we will then revert to the evidence of Lieutenant Colonel Mangena. The defense indicated that they would need time during the recess to consult their expert. So whether we postpone to Friday or to Monday, my lord, we can only deal with this one witness before the term ends on next week, Thursday.
Yeah, Mr. Ramsepedi, what's your view?
As the court pleases, my lord, I'm amenable to the suggestion that we stand down until Monday.
Mr. Mnisi?
I've got a different viewpoint.
You have to?
Excuse me, Lord.
You say you have a different viewpoint?
Yes.
Ah.
Can find no reason why we can't sit on a Friday. Friday is a normal working day. Public holiday is only tomorrow.
You know,
That's
African
number one.
culture, they say,
Excuse me, my lord.
Africans normally say Friday, they don't work. They eat pork.
Well,
You have never heard of that saying?
No.
Okay,
Yes.
stick around.
The reason why I'm saying that, my lord, is because I can find no justification that we can't see it on Friday. The witness that Mr. Baloyi intends to call, I think it's only a phone call away. They've got all the resources. There are more than 5 cars that are parked outside there. They can clear the road. It can be brought here on Friday, then we can proceed. And in view of what the court has just indicated on the concerns that the JP has in respect of how this case is being conducted, I think it will only be in the interest of justice that we consider to be sitting on Friday. That's number 2. Number 3, the state indicates that we would have requested that after this last witness has testified, then we adjourn until when we come back for the second, I think is the second quarter, somewhere on the 15th of April. That we have in order to enable the defense to consult with our expert witness. Yes, it is true. We would love to consult with our expert witness, but there is nothing again, as far as I am concerned, that bars us even from consulting that witness even on a Saturday or in the afternoon. He is just amenable at any time. We had consulted with him even in the afternoon. Having said that, my lord, I'm not so sure whether should I then proceed to state what my viewpoint is with regard to whether or not we should be sitting in the recess or not. But straight away, I would have suggested that we continue throughout recess. Yes, unless the court finds it very difficult that the court...
Me, I can sit even at night. Don't worry about me.
That is my viewpoint, my lord. There's nothing that would really bar us, unless my colleagues have got their own personal and different reason why we cannot be seated on recess. But on Friday, if we're to limit the issues, I can find no reason why you can't sit on a Friday.
Okay.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Lolo? Oh, sorry, Mr. Nimal.
My lord, I'm available on Friday except weekends.
You're available?
On Friday except weekends and public holidays.
Oh, I see. Okay. One day you're going to be a judge. You'll be called upon to sit on the weekends, on holidays. Will you sit? Hello?
I would sit.
Oh, I see. All right, Mr. Chololo.
Sorry, my lord, maybe just as an addendum, that will be subject to, our sitting on Friday will be subject to the availability of Mr. Ngomezulu. But I would have requested the court that we take an adjournment, probably if you consider to sit on Friday, to verify with Mr. Ngomezulu whether or not it's available on Friday. If it's not available, what arrangements will he be making to enable the court not to be disturbed on Friday in its sitting? Thank you.
Sorry, Mr. Chololo, before you answer. Is Mr. Ngomezulu coming on Friday?
Well, that is the indication that he gave to me when we spoke this morning.
Friday is available.
Yes, he said to be available.
Okay, Mr. Chololo.
My lord, regarding the uncertainty about the presence of Mr. Ngomezulu on Friday, my lord, I agree with the state that we adjourn the matter until Monday, wherein we'll all be in a certain position that the court will be proceeding on that Monday. There will be no postponement and other issues, my lord.
But Mr. Baloyi says there is no uncertainty about whether Mr. Ngomezulu will be available on Friday. He says this morning Mr. Ngomezulu told him that he will be available on Friday. Is that what you're saying?
Indeed, and he did follow that through with a message to say he'll be available on Friday.
Also, he texted you.
Yes, he sent.
But
me
you
a
can't
message.
text the judge. Okay, let's postpone the matter to Friday.
Sukubani madoda icala lihlethiselwa ngolwesihlanu umnumzana uNgomezulu ukuze abe khona. Ngithe sukubani madoda
The
kusukuma
JP will
nabafazi.
think, hayi, lo judge lo uzobamba itoho lapha. Ufuna ukwenza imali. Okay, we see Friday.